Today we'll talk about symbiotic relationships. Symbiosis is a close relationship between individuals of different species that live in the same area. There's three types of symbiotic relationships: mutualism, commensalism, and parasitism, and we'll talk about what each one means. In mutualism, both species benefit from each other. So the emojis are both happy emojis because they both benefit. Please just pick one example of mutualism and write it in your notebook. The rhino and bird have a mutualism relationship. The bird eats ticks and parasites off the rhino. So the rhino gets a relief from the ticks and the bird gets a meal, so they're both happy. The clownfish and the sea anemone also have a mutualism relationship. The clownfish gets protection and shelter from the sea anemone, and the sea anemone gets nutrients from the clownfish when the fish excretes waste. And the clownfish also scares off predators, so they're both happy. In commensalism, one species benefits and the other one is unaffected. So if you look at the emojis, please write down a happy emoji and a neutral emoji to show the relationship. Some examples of commensalism would be the barnacle and the whale. Barnacles attach themselves to whales, and the barnacles get a ride and feed on plankton, so the barnacles have the happy emoji, and the whale is not affected, so it's neutral. The remora fish and the shark also have a commensalism relationship. The remora usually hangs around near the shark or underneath the shark, and it eats scraps from the shark's meal. So the remora fish benefits and the shark is not affected. Just write one example for commensalism. Next is parasitism. Parasitism is a relationship in which one species benefits and the other one is harmed. So the parasite is the one benefiting and the host is the one being harmed. The host usually doesn't die from the relationship, so it's not a predator-prey relationship, but the host usually does get harmed or weakened in some way. So let's see some examples. Please write only one of them down. The heartworm and the dog. So the heartworm would be the parasite living in the dog's heart or lungs or blood vessels, and it feeds on the dog's blood. And the dog gets weak. The tick and the cat is also an example of parasitism because the tick attaches to the cat's skin and feeds on its blood, so the tick is happy, and the cat gets weaker and can get infections, so it's harmed. In each of the three symbiotic relationships, one species benefits. Here are some non-symbiotic relationships. So these relationships are between organisms of the same species. Cooperation is where two or more organisms of the same species work together to survive. For example, think about all the bees working together in the beehive, or the wolves hunting together in packs. Competition is when organisms compete with each other for the same resources, like they're competing with each other for food, water, shelter, or mates. And predator-prey relationship is where one organism, the predator, feeds on the other organism, the prey. And interdependence are the ways in which biotic and abiotic factors interact with each other. Interdependence would be one organism depends on the other, and then the other organism depends back on it. They depend on each other. That's it. Thank you.